I love studying foreign languages and exploring other cultures.
你们能上学毕业？
I see it as an excellent opportunity to improve my proficiency.
It's hands down the best way to get fluent in a language.
It's a great opportunity to magnify my language skills.
I want to be a global professional that can communicate and work between China and the U.S.
Having a professional proficiency in Chinese means being part of a bigger global network and able to access an entire economic hub in the Eastern Hemisphere, and it's really empowering.
Learning critical languages is pretty much a necessity for anyone working in the government or in business. There's so much that the rest of the world has to offer that we can't just assume that we can rely on translators or expect the other side to speak English.
These will be not only our ambassadors of the future, but they will be our ambassadors in business, ambassadors in science, ambassadors in culture. They'll be our ambassadors across all fronts, and the flagship program builds the platform to make that happen.
I chose to study Chinese because I wanted to study Chinese literature, but I realized that I couldn't just rely on translations, and so I knew it was a necessity for me to learn the language and learn the culture in order to get to the heart of what I wanted to study.
My field of study is sustainability. I felt that that's a very important issue between the U.S. and China. So studying Chinese and coming to understand the Chinese culture, I felt was a very important step towards a fuller understanding of that field.
But ultimately, I would want to be working as a foreign services officer with the Department of State or as a field agent through a microfinance organization. Both of these options would involve working abroad, so I think the Language Flagship program will be really beneficial to me.
The ASU Chinese Language Flagship gives me the opportunity as an engineering student to learn a language to a proficiency level that I can take my engineering skills to China.
Each student has a different major, as well as majoring in Chinese, and the program does an amazing job just tailoring the Chinese studies and the Chinese program to their specific needs.
你以前还没上文言文最棒的一个报告是什么？
All of my classes are taught entirely in Chinese, which has done wonders for my proficiency.
Students get much more one-on-one instruction. They have an overseas component built into their educational experience.
My professors in the Chinese Language Flagship program are all excellent educators. They are great at making an environment where students are able to learn. They have extremely high expectations of us.
It's more than just taking language courses. You gain so much cultural competency from this program because you're getting to go abroad and completely immerse yourself in the culture.
Our students directly enroll at a university in China and then have an opportunity to partake in an internship. Some of those include interning with a law professor, an architectural firm.
My summer abroad in China was amazing. I got to be immersed in the culture and the language, and I was a part of a Chinese community staying with a homestay family, and on a daily basis I could see my language skills improving.
I'll be directly enrolled in some of my majors courses at Nanjing University, and then as soon as that semester's over, I'm going to have the chance to do an internship in my chosen field of engineering.
This is not a program for someone who just wants to kind of pick up a language or learn a little bit of language for travel or to converse with their friends or their relatives. This is a program with very high goals.
ASU flagship students are extremely dedicated to their studies. Dedicated not only to the in-class work, but also to figuring out where it is they're going to be studying in China, where they're going to be interning, and dedicated to fitting all of their extra courses that they need to take for graduation and combining that with the Chinese flagship curriculum.
I feel like I'm in a community of people who all have relatively similar goals, which is extremely helpful to feeling motivated to study.
We spend hours together every single day, not only in class, but after class, before class, doing homework, studying for tests.
Language Flagship program is by far, hands down, the best. It's the most rigorous, it's the most intensive, but it's also the most rewarding. You're never going to get the kind of attention you get from the Language Flagship program elsewhere.